Salute, salute. Yeah, top of the morning, top of the morning. Yeah, man. I appreciate everybody that pulled up. You understand? Pat yourself on the back if you woke up this morning. You understand? But fuck all that. I'm not gonna address all the lies and the negativity that's going on. Cause we about to do I got an interview right now. You understand? I'll address everything later. But right now I'm gonna get this out the way, get this interview out the way. You understand? Get this content. You understand? I see a lot of dudes, they ain't got no content, but they wanna you know, they wanna talk about this, talk about that, but where your content at, man? Where your content at, man? Drop some content, man. We tired of hearing all the back and forth. You understand? We tired of hearing all the back and forth. So yeah, man. Salute, y'all. Share this live. Matter of fact, I'ma share it. Yo, salute, man. But yeah, man, we got content. Like I said, man, we gonna talk about all this other stuff. We're gonna talk about content now. You want about to call him to see what's up right now. So salute to y'all, man. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in, man. Hit that like button. Call him to see what's up right now. So salute to y'all, man. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in, man. Hit that like button. Call him to see what's up right now. Salute to y'all, man. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in, man. Hit that like button. Yeah, we not gonna keep talking about that person. I address that on another time, man. You know? I mean, look who it's coming from. Look who it's coming from. Yeah, salute, y'all. Yo, top of the morning, man. Top of the morning. Yo, salute, y'all, salute. Yeah, man. We not going. I know people wanted. I know y'all saw Boy Live over there yesterday. Listen, I'm not. I'm gonna show niggas how to do content. I'm not addressing none of that, man. I'm not addressing none of that. That boy talking. Come on, that shit is cat, man. Look at his. Listen, look at his charges. Look at his charges. How can you? I'm not even gonna get off topic, man. I'm not gonna let boy ruin the greatness. I'm about to make history right now. You understand? I don't got time for none of that goofy shit. Boy, come on, man. I'm gonna interview somebody that's doing something with their life. You understand? I'm gonna interview somebody that's doing something with their life, man. Yo, say something. Yo, your audio. Yeah, it's probably a move. I mean, you on the screen though. You on the screen. Yeah, hello? Yeah. Say something. Nah, you mute. You're muted. You gotta come back in. Yeah, hit the mute button. Hit the mute button. Yeah. Cause you on the screen. You on the screen. You on the panel, but it's like the mute button and stuff. Like your value, something like that. Yeah, your value is not active. Cause you in a good area. I can see your service and everything. Your service is good. It's just that the what's the name? The value. As long as you got the camera access and the volume and the mute for the audio, you should be good. It says I gotta refresh the page. All right, so what you gotta do? What you gotta do? Yeah, say something. Oh, all right. So what you gotta do, right? You gotta what you put it in Safari? All right. So what you gotta do? I think you gotta turn it on. Let me see if you're good right now. Hold on. I'm gonna add you right back. Yeah. Look. Yeah. Say something. All right. Yeah. Try to try. It say refresh page, right? And it still ain't refreshed when you press it, right? You probably gotta turn it on. You probably gotta go back in and go back out. Go out and come back in. Yeah, you probably gotta go out and come back in and see what happens. Yeah. So it be doing that. It did that to me too one time. One time it said refresh the page, so I had to go in. I had to go out and come back in. Yeah. But yeah, it's working though. You got the kick of it. You got it. It's the dance. It's the audio. Just let me know if you got it and it's working. What it saying? Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Oh, you know some. You know some. Hang up and see if it works. Hang up and come in because we probably on the phone. That's why it's probably not working. All right, so I'm gonna hang up and hit the link and see what happens now. Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. It be this yo the StreamYard thing. This StreamYard thing be man complicated, man. I probably gotta use the Let me see if it come back in. Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now, man. You good? You good? All right. Yo, how you doing, Martel Joy? How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm good. What's going on?
Nothing, man. Just Just paying, giving you your flowers, man. Montel Griffin, man, just giving you your flowers, man. Because I was watching a fight, right? I was watching a fight, and you the only dude. I think what was he? Didn't you hand Roy Jones his first loss?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gave Roy Jones his first loss. Wow, that's history. That's history right there. Because Roy Jones is like Roy Jones after Sugar Ray Leonard and Ray Robinson. Yeah, Roy Jones he kind of took it to another level. So for you to give him his first loss, that means a lot, man. You a legend. You made history for that, man. You
Well, I
definitely made
appreciate
history.
it. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't really get
yeah.
no credit for a lot of stuff that I did. I
Uh,
was the first man. I frustrated Roy Jones. I made him foul me. He was considered one of the greatest fighters in history. At that time, they say he was the greatest fighter in history.
yeah,
So when I fought him, and you know what I'm saying, he was frustrated and fouled me. He got disqualified, but you know what I'm saying, yeah.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
because of me.
Yeah, he was very frustrated because I was looking at it. I'm like, whoa, let's just put it like this. We're gonna get into that, but I just want to give you your flowers on that because, like I said, you was the first one to give Roy Jones his first loss. So I want to give you your flowers on that. But we want to start from the beginning though, like where you from, what was your upbringing, and how do you get into boxing? So I want to say hey, Montel Griffin, man, where you from, by the way?
From Chicago, South
Uh,
Side, 101st and Low. We
uh-huh.
call it the Wild Hundreds now, but it really wasn't no bad neighborhood or nothing. I never really heard about no violence or nothing. Nobody messed with me or nothing. But we moved over there, and I think in '71, and around the same time, my father opened up Winter City Boxing Club on
Okay.
1154 East 63rd Street on the South Side, and I was going there every day, just training and working on my game.
Okay, okay. So how was it? How was it? You said it wasn't that bad. That was that's the hood that's bad that everybody talking about today, right? That,
I mean, the Wild Hunters, you know what I'm saying, got a little reputation now, but like I
yeah,
said, I I never, we never saw, we heard about people getting shot. We heard
yeah.
about things about happening, but I never saw it firsthand. No
Uh-huh.
no really really bad violent stuff. So like I said,
Yeah,
100 when back in the days, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Back in the days, when you moved to the hundreds, you was cause they people kind of looked up to you because they felt what I'm saying, you lived better than them.
yeah.
But we what I'm saying, we wasn't rich or nothing. We was, you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
But what I'm
Okay.
saying, being the wild hunters ended up getting a bad reputation like later on. But
Okay.
it wasn't no bad neighborhood to me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it wasn't no gangs around the time you was there. It wasn't no like gangs and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It was Vice Lords, Gangster Disciples, Blackstone. They was everywhere. But like I said, I was a kid, so you know what I'm saying. I didn't
Okay.
see nothing. Nobody messed with me.
Okay. All right. So what kind of household, like what kind of household you grew up in? You said your
I mean,
father
it
he
was
had a yeah,
it
he had a
was
gun shop,
me.
yeah.
It was me, my sister Kim, and my brother Tim at the time, and my mother
Okay.
and father, Clarence and Sandy. We grew up in a nice clean household. We had a decent house, man. Like I said, I didn't ever have what I'm saying. I ate meals. My clothes wasn't the best, but what I'm saying, we wasn't struggling, to that point. But
Okay.
like I said, what I'm saying, it was times my father had a car, it was times he didn't have a car. Sometimes we'd take the
Okay.
bus, sometimes we'd drive, but what I'm saying, just going to the gym was always big to me.
Okay. Okay. So what are you? The oldest, the youngest in the
I was
sibling?
the youngest. I was the youngest.
Okay.
I have two sisters and a brother.
Okay. So how was it being the youngest child? How was it being the youngest child?
Well, I mean, when you're the youngest, you know how it is, being spoiled or getting a lot of attention and everything. But it was cool. It was cool, man. I had a good upbringing, man. I don't regret nothing.
All right. Oh, all
Everything
right.
was
So
cool.
you all right. So you was the only one in the gym, or was it was more of y'all in the gym?
I had an older brother who boxed. My oldest brother, his name was Tim at the time. Is a master now. He boxed, but he was 10 years older than me. So, you know what I'm saying? It was a little different growing up. You know what I'm saying? You got a brother 10 years older than you. Y'all not on the same level. So, you know what I'm saying? I was just like the little brother, and, you know, he just beat me up, and, you know, he made me tough. You know what I'm saying? I credit my brother for making me, you know what I'm saying, tough and being able to fight and be able to be the man I am today.
Okay, so did he ever had a professional career?
No, he only boxed amateur.
Or he only boxed amateurs and stuff?
Yeah.
All right. So what made you want to get in the gym? What made you want to
Well,
be
that's what I'm saying. My father bought a boxing gym in '71.
Okay.
And my my brother was boxing amateur. I went to his fights. Then, you know, at 5 years old, I met Muhammad Ali.
Oh, 5 years old, you met Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, 5 years old. You know, my father used to show me videos and movies of certain fighters, and I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I saw a lot of Joe Louis, Ray Robinson, Willie Pep, 1,000 great fighters in them. But I saw a video of Muhammad Ali, and it changed my life. It was something I just knew then when I saw that video. When I saw Muhammad Ali, I knew that's what I wanted to do.
Okay. So how was it? You 5 years old. So how was it? I mean, at 5 years old, did you know who Muhammad Ali was?
Yeah. Of course. You know what I'm saying? He had beat George Foreman in '74 to win the title again. And like I said, there was a lot of hype going on and everything. So when I saw the videos and all the information about Muhammad Ali, it made me fall in love with him. And then my father said, "Remember that cat you liked? We're going to see him." And we went to his gym. He had a garage on 47th where he kept his cars. And we went to the
Who that?
garage and hung out with him.
Who's you referring to?
Muhammad Ali.
Oh, so you've been. Oh, so he had a gym. You said.
Yeah, he had a garage where he kept his cars, but he had a ring and a couple of bags in it. And I went over there with my father, and the first thing I noticed, it was like people standing in line, and I looked at him. He was passing out money to everybody one by one. He'd pass out money next, and he looked at me and just said, "Come here." And I walked over to him. He picked me up. He kissed me on the cheek and just hugged me. And from that day forward, I fell in love with the man.
All right. So around that time, right? Did he had his daughters around that time, right? I think Leela Ali, was she around there?
Nah, Layla was born a little bit after that.
Okay.
I think Hannah is her sister Hannah is like I want to say 3 years younger than me. I guess Layla was born. I think they like 5 or 6 years apart. I remember when Layla was born. Because I was around Hannah at the time. We was playing and hanging out.
For the
Hello?
people in here, right? For the people in here, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. We got a legend in the building, man. We got a legend. The first to ever beat Roy Jones, man. The first to ever give Roy Jones his first loss. We got a legend here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. But yeah, so did you ever meet Leela Ali? You ever met her?
Yeah. Like I said, I was around Layla when she was a baby, and of course she don't remember that, but I was around her as a baby, and then I ended up meeting her. I want to say when she started boxing, I ended up meeting her. We sparred each other in Las Vegas, and after that we got real cool.
Yeah. All right. So let's take a little back. So how was it being in the gym for the being in the gym? You know, you said you was in the gym as a kid, right? Like around, I think you said you was like 5, right?
Yeah.
All right. So how was it? How was it? How was the introduction to the gym? Like how was it? For the first time being in the gym.
Well, I was pretty much born in the gym. You know what I'm saying? My father, he had a gym when I, around around 1 years old. So that was just like second nature. I didn't know it was like my life, so I didn't know it was nothing different about it.
All right. So when you first got in the gym and got in your first sparring match, how was you feeling? Like, as a kid, how was you feeling was you nervous? Like, how was you feeling when you first got in your first sparring match in the ring?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I was in the gym so young. I didn't. That wasn't no big deal to me. It was just like learning how to walk. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I've been around boxing my whole life.
All right. That's what's up. So did you go to school? Cause as a kid, did you ever went to school? Cause you said it was in the gym a lot. Did you ever finish high school, finish junior high school?
Yeah, I went to two different grammar schools. And I went to two different high schools. So I started off at Simeon, which is like a big, huge high school here in Chicago. Simeon Vocational is a very school known for its sports teams. They win a lot. Derrick Rose, Nick Anderson, Bobby Simmons, Kendrick Nunn, Ben Wilson all went there. So it was kind of big for me to go there. I met Ben Wilson, and he got killed when I was 14 years old. That's what I was going to say. I had never really saw violence in my neighborhood until Ben Wilson was a kid. That he was like the first person I knew that was shot. So I went to Simeon 3 years, and then I transferred and graduated out of Finger High School, which is in like another school that was known for gangs and violence.
All right. So due to the fact that you was in the gym since you was young and stuff like that, how was it in school? Did you have fights? Like, how did it? I mean, of course, the people in the school knew you fight. You knew that you was in the gym. Like, how did they? Did you ever get into a fight in
Yeah,
high school?
yeah. A lot of the kids was jealous of me because I knew Muhammad Ali, and I was so small. So a lot of people felt like they could challenge me, challenge me and mess with me. So I got into a lot of fights growing up.
All right. So even though, like, cause you licensed around that time, your hands is licensed. You in the gym, so your hands was licensed. So was they scared? Was you a feared person? Like, what would you say? Was you more feared in school or you was
No,
loved?
no, man. I was a midget in school, bro.
Uh,
I was one of the shortest, smallest guys in the school. So I mean, so they respect me. I had a couple of fights. As I started winning a few fights, people stopped messing with me, but it wasn't nothing like like I was no boxing legend. You got to remember, I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old.
okay, all right. So after high school, right? After high school, right? What was you doing? Like, matter of fact, let's go a little bit back. While you was in high school, did you ever think that you would be a professional boxer? Did you ever think
No,
you? Oh, you never
nah.
thought.
My mother made me quit boxing. My father died in '83. My mother made me quit boxing in '83. I was 12, going on 13. So I was just growing up as a regular teenager. So I wasn't boxing or nothing. I didn't think I was gonna box. I ain't know nothing about it. So
Okay. So coming up, besides boxing, right? You said you didn't know you wanted to be a boxer. So what you wanted to be when you grew up? What was your dream? What was your
at
dream
the
coming up?
time, my mother made me quit boxing when I was 12, going on 13. So I grew up as a regular guy. So when I was in high school, I actually put in to take the fireman's test. I was gonna be a fireman, and they actually called me back, but I was boxing at the time, so I just turned it down. I wish I could have did both. I could have boxed and worked, because you know what I'm saying. Firemen only work 9 days a month.
All right. So did you ever come? You had the Like, what do you start? Do you ever went to the Olympics?
I went to Olympics in '92.
92. Okay, all right. So what type of boxers, famous boxers around that time, that came up and got a name? Like, who did you meet
Well,
in the
on my
Olympics?
on my Olympic team in '92, we had Oscar De La Hoya, Chris Bird, Vernon Forrest, Raul Marquez. So we had Donnell Nicholson, Larry Donald. We had some great fighters. Timmy Austin. We had some great fighters.
So I forgot to say, coming up, like what boxer that you looked up to? What boxer inspired you to be the
Muhammad
to be
Ali.
who you are?
Muhammad Ali. I mean,
Muhammad Ali.
he was the biggest thing to me as far as boxing. And so I ended up once I started boxing, I had a few guys I looked up to like Pernell Whitaker, James Toney, Michael Spinks, and Floyd Mayweather. I could say, and Muhammad Ali. Those probably my top 5 favorite fighters.
So you say you was in the Olympics, like you was in the Olympics with Oscar De La Hoya, Vernon Forrest, and others. Like what did you had a better rapport, a better bond with around that time, being in the Olympics?
It was the greatest experience of my life.
Nah, it's because you know Vernon. How was it with Vernon Forrest? How was it with your bond with Vernon?
Me and Vernon hit it off real cool right off the bat. Vernon was my main man. He was one of my closest friends. And you know what I'm saying? I talked to him on a daily, on a regular basis. So right around the same time he passed away, I had talked to him right before that. So I was actually in a restaurant ordering some food and I saw it on the news and I broke down. I couldn't believe it because he was like my brother.
But yeah, that was a sad situation right there. Cause him and cause I think he passed away after Diego Corrales. Did you ever get a chance to meet Diego Corrales?
Yeah, I met Diego in Vegas. I went to his fight when he fought Floyd Mayweather, and we both trained in Vegas, so I had run into him a few times. He was a good guy. But around that same time, when Vernon died, Alexis Arguello, Arturo Gatti, and Vernon died in like months, like 2 or 3 months. So it was like, they always say it comes in 3. There was 3 fighters at the, what I'm saying, around the same time that passed away. So it was very sad. And it's kind of crazy because, like I said, I always kept in touch with Vernon. He was my man. And I remember one time I sent him a text because I swear to God, when Alexis Arguello died and Gotti died, I sent him a text and said, man, I just want to let you know. I said, guys are dying left or right, man. I just want to let you know I love you, my man. He said, thanks, I love you too. And he probably passed away about a month after that.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. And you were still boxing around that time, right?
Yeah, I was still. I had my last fight 2011. I want to say Vernon passed away probably 2005 or 2006.
Yeah. Okay. So how was it, right? So how was your Olympic career? How was it there? How was it being in the Olympics? How was that experience?
It was a great experience. No, you know what? I'm sorry. Vernon probably passed away 2009. But yeah, the Olympic experience, man, that was the greatest experience of my life. Being able to come in, you gotta understand, I quit boxing for 8 years. I came back in 1 year, in a year and a half, I made the Olympic team with only 30 amateur fights. So that was major to me.
Okay, so how was your record, man? How was your record in the Olympics?
I in the quarterfinals, I fought the world champion Torsten Mai, and I cut his eye open in the last round. He was bleeding like a pig, and they wouldn't stop the fight. And with I think with 45 seconds left, they took 3 points from me, and I ended up losing 6-4. So I got cheated out of a huge fight on national TV, and it really bothered me. It still bothers me to this day, because I beat the gold medalist. I beat the guy who won the silver medalist a month before the Olympics, and I don't have no medal, so it really bothers me.
Yeah, because I was listening. You wasn't to be reckoned with, man. You had a lot of people. You had a slick style. You fought orthodox, right?
Yeah, I'm left-handed, but I fought righty.
Okay, yeah. So you see, you had a lot of fighters when they got a ring with you. You gave them a hard time. You gave them a hard time. It was very complicated. So Yeah, and that's what made Roy Jones frustrated. That's what made him frustrated.
I just put it to you like this. I had 59 pro fights. They say I had 8 losses, which I got cheated out a few fights. They say I had 8 losses, but there's not one guy I've been in the ring with that don't respect me. Every fight I fought, besides the second Roy Jones fight, everybody I fought, I was in the fight, and you know what I'm saying. I showed up.
Yeah. So how was it? Because after the Olympics, right? What year did you turn pro? What year you turned pro?
I turned pro in '93.
Oh, 93. Okay.
The
All
Olympics
right.
was '92.
92, 93. All right. So how was you feeling? Like, how do you feel when you became pro? Like when you started, yeah.
Well, one thing I noticed about amateur boxing has a lot of rules that goes against my style. So it was better for me to turn pro and start boxing because the amateurs just wasn't right for my style.
All right. So how do you feel when you got your because around that time did you I heard you got to go through don't you got to go through get a promoter and stuff, like how was it getting a promoter, like what the strings you had,
I really didn't sign with no top promoter after I beat James Toney. So when I beat James, then I signed. I'm saying, with a top promoter, got a nice signing bonus and everything. But he ended up robbing me blind, so it kind of worked against me.
All right, so you ain't really made no real money till you got who you fought first, James Toney or Roy Jones first?
I fought James Toney in my 15th pro fight.
Yeah, and wasn't you the first? Wasn't you the didn't you gave James Toney his first loss? I think
his second loss. Roy is the first one to beat him. I gave him his second loss.
Oh, you gave James
I beat
Toney
him twice.
And you see both of them fighters is very, very skilled, complicated fighters. Like a lot of people had a hard time in the ring with James Toney.
They both Hall of Famers, and I'm 3-1 against both of them. But I'm not on the Hall of Fame ballot, so I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's like blackmailing.
It's just the game. It's just life ain't fair. You know what I'm saying? There's one thing you just gotta understand in life. Life ain't fair.
Yeah, cause you beat both of them in their prime. You see a lot. You beat James Toney and you beat Roy Jones in his prime. A lot of boxers couldn't do that. A lot of boxers couldn't do that. They had to beat Roy. They beat Roy Jones till he got old. They knocked Roy Jones out till he got older. You understand? So
right. Well, you know what I'm saying. That's just like I said. That's things I got to deal with. You know what I'm saying, in my career.
Yeah. So how was So who was your first like controversial biggest fight before James Toney?
Well, the Olympics. The Olympics was very controversial because like I said, I cut the guy eye open, and the fight should have been stopped.
Oh, so that went to decision.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I lost by 2 points because they took some points away from me.
Okay. So how do you feel? What was the feeling? Going in front of going in front of a crowd, because the amateurs, the Olympics, all right, they got a crowd, but once you become a pro fighter, the crowd get bigger. So how was the feeling?
That never bothered me. That never bothered me. It kind of worked in the opposite. The bigger the crowd, the better I showed up. You know what I'm saying? It was like the more pressure, the more lights and camera. That's what I like.
All right. So yeah. So around that time, right after that fight, how was it? Was you still living in Chicago around that time?
Yeah, I moved back to Chicago. I moved back to Chicago in '93. So for the rest of my career, from '93 until 2011, I was living in Chicago.
So I heard you talking about your brother, your oldest brother. You said how he was you looked up to him, and that's what led you to become a boxer. How did he feel seeing his little brother become a boxer? How did he feel seeing his brother on TV? You know, seeing his brother become a pro and it being in the Olympics. How did he feel? How did your older brother feel?
You know, it was a great answer phone. Yeah, my bad. You know, it was great having a brother, a big brother to show me the ropes. Like I said, he beat me up, he made me tough, and he made me the man I am today. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. So oh shit, you went out. You went out. Okay, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gave me. All right, all right. So yeah, you said. All right, so around that time, you said your father. So who was training you around that time? You know, you became a pro. Who was training you?
Well, when I came back from boxing, I worked with Jesse Reed for like a year and a half, and then I ended up signing. I worked with my brother. I worked with D.D. Armour. He was an older trainer who trained Alfonso Ratliff to be a cruiserweight champion of the world. I worked with him a few fights, and then after that, I started working with Eddie Futch and Theo Torrance.
All right, so out of all those trainers, right? Who would you say was the best out of all of them?
I mean, you know, Eddie Futch is the most decorated. He trained Joe Frazier, Larry Holmes, Michael Spinks, Mike McCallum, Riddick Bowe. So he was a great trainer. He had a lot of great reputation.
Oh, all right, check this out, right? So around that time, right? Around that time, you was a pro fighter and everything, right? When did you become a main event? Like what year you was like the main event on a?
Uh, I think I'm gonna say my 14th pro fight. I was the first main event. I fought a guy named man, Ray Etheridge. No, what's his name? Ray Latham. My bad. I fought a guy named Ray Latham from St. Louis. He 14-0 with 13 knockouts. Um, it was a war. That was the fight that let me know I was prepared to step up and fight better fighters.
And where was that at? If you can remember, where was that
It
at?
was in L.A. I fought at the Forum. I won the Budweiser Forum tournament in L.A. I beat Ray Latham, and then after that fight, I fought James Toney. So that fight let me know I was ready for James Toney.
Oh, so it was like whoever won that fight would got in the ring with James Toney. They was like the
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't like that. We fought for the Budweiser tournament title. It was a huge, you know, it was a huge tournament at the time in LA. We fought for the championship. I won, and I just so happened I got called to be a replacement for somebody else, and that's how I took the fight with James Toney.
So you when you took the fight with James Toney, you already knew he was who he was. You already knew what you was up against, right?
Yeah, well, I sparred James Toney when I was an amateur, so when they offered for me to fight him, I felt pretty good about taking the fight.
Okay. So where that fight was at? Where did James Toney
I
and
fought
where that fight?
the first time I fought James was in Las Vegas.
Oh wow. So listen, how was it? How was it? And that was a main event, right?
Yeah, it was a main event. It was great. It was my 15th pro fight. Uh, the fight before I fought James Toney, he was considered the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, and you know, he fought Roy Jones and lost, and I fought him 3 months later. So 3 months earlier, he was considered the best pound for pound fighter when I fought him, and I only had 14 pro fights, so I feel real good about myself because I went in and beat him.
So around that time, right? Around that time, right? With the James Toney fight and everything, what was going on out of boxing? Like, what was now around that time? How was it looking? How was the living arrangements looking? How was it looking around that time?
I mean, I signed when I signed my pro contract. I signed for some decent money. Had a couple of decent paydays in my career. So around that time when I fought James Toney, you know what I'm saying, I was real comfortable living real decent.
All right. So your family, they was like you was like the breadwinner. You was like the people they got to depend on. Like you was like the biggest star in the family around that time.
Yeah, I mean,
how did your father feel? How did he feel around that time?
My father died when I was 12.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Damn.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's why my life was so different. You know what I'm saying? I had to come a different route. My father passed away when I was 12 years old. And so I pretty much had to do everything else on my own. Because my mother didn't want me to box, so I just went back to boxing on my own.
All right. So letting up to the James Toney fight, right? What year was that? What year was that around?
The first time I fought him was 95.
95. Okay. All right. So around that time, right? 95. That's the 90s and stuff. Who do you? Cause you listen to hip hop, right? Around that time, right? Yeah, you keep going in and out. I guess yeah. He gonna come back in. Yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah.
All right, so around that time, hip hop was moving in the streets, moving in the industry. Like, what rapper did you look up to around that time? 95. Right?
In '93, when the Wu-Tang came out, that touched me more. Probably, I mean, Biggie was my man. I love Biggie Smalls. He was my favorite rapper. But when Wu-Tang came out, it just took rap to another level. It just, but for me, the Wu-Tang, they was tough. They was tough. I walked to them. I walked in to some of my fights under their songs. I met a few of them at the Magic Show in Las Vegas. That was my crew right there. The Wu-Tang. I'm Wu-Tang for life.
Wow, I don't really get that, man. Wu-Tang, that's a Wu-Tang over Biggie. Wow, that's a.
I mean, Biggie's my favorite rapper, but he passed away. You know what I'm saying? He passed away so soon. Wu-Tang, they ran with it. You know what I'm saying? To 2000, you know what I'm saying? 2000s, you know what I'm saying? So, and you know what I'm saying? They, Method Man still doing his thing. RZA still doing their thing. They, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually going to Wu-Tang and Nas concert here in Chicago in October. I go see him every year.
All right, so somebody want to know what kind of fight plan you had? What kind of fight plan you have for James Toney?
Well, James Toney, if you stand in front of him, he'll pick you apart. So my whole game plan was keep stepping around, make him pick up his feet. So I kept stepping around to my right, which was his left, and he had to keep picking up his feet. So he really couldn't get his shots off. So you know what I'm saying? I just tried to use my defense, my head movement, and I'll jab him.
All right, and I was looking at the fight. It seemed like James Toney, he had a lot of respect for you. He kind of respected your power. He respected your He had a lot of sportsmanship towards you at the end of the fight.
I mean, me and James kind of got like a crazy story because you know what I'm saying? I stayed at James' house for 2 weeks. He was gonna be my manager. Things happened, we sparred, and I ended up going home. So I ain't signed with him, but I ended up fighting him 3 years later. So it was kind of like a crazy story with us. Like I got mad respect for him. I love him, but you know what I'm saying? We also, rivals and competitive edge and everything. Like he just went into the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame, and I got a chance to go up there and talk to him and stuff. So it was cool.
So around that, because around that it was 95, right? But Noah Hopkins, he was ringing bells around that time. I think he fought. Didn't he fight Roy Jones in 1993 with Noah Hopkins?
Yeah, I always wanted to fight B Hop, but it never came. I actually fought my pro debut on his undercard, so I always wanted to fight him, but it never worked out.
Now your opinion, right? This got to be an opinion because the fight ain't happened. Who would you have thought would have won? Like if you would have fought If you would have fought Bernard Hopkins in his prime,
I was too slick for him. I was too slick for Bernard Hopkins. I would have gave him major problems. I mean,
and you know it's crazy. Yeah. Oh no, finish speaking. Finish.
Yeah, I would have gave him major problems. He was too much of a basic stand up fighter. His style was real basic. He was a champion. He was a dog. He was in great shape, and he had good ways to win. But his style, my style would have gave him a lot of problems.
And you beat, like I said, when you fought James Toney, right? When you fought James Toney, you actually fought him the second time. You beat him twice.
I beat him twice.
You beat James Toney twice, right? So after you beat him twice, what was James Toney's reaction? And what kind of feedback you got from beating him 2 times?
I mean, when I beat him the second time, I think that was the first time I really started getting some credit. Because everybody said, said it was a fluke, and I really wasn't good enough to beat him. So when I beat him the second time, even easier, it kind of opened up the doors a little bit as far as me starting to get some love. Okay.
Sorry about that. When you fought him 2 times, You ain't fight Roy Jones yet.
You said what?
I said you haven't fought Roy Jones yet after fighting James Toney the second time.
No, after the second James Toney fight, that's when the Roy Jones fight was made.
So when you finally got that fight, when you finally got the Roy Jones fight, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, like just say when you heard that you was gonna fight Roy Jones, how do you feel and what was going through your head around that time?
I never forget. Me and my first wife, was walking in Yorktown Mall in Lombard, and I got the phone call, and my lawyer's like, man, my manager's like, they want you to fight Roy Jones. I'm like, for real? And he told me the person had thing. I was like, okay, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's what I knew. I was like, man, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to roll.
Yeah, I want to say this, right? and don't laugh, but you know something, man? You had no disrespect, but you had a beautiful wife, man. You listen, you was one of those boxers. I never. I'm gonna be honest, man. I never. I seen a lot of boxers around that time. They wifeys looking crazy. They wifey looking all crazy. You had a beautiful wife, man. Like you got good taste in women. You got good taste in women. I gotta say, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean,
yeah.
Hey, it's good and bad and everything. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's always good and bad and everything. So sometimes things look good, but they, you know what I'm saying, it's a little bad to it. So it's cool. I respect that, man. But you know what I'm saying? That's another thing, past my life. You know what I'm saying? She blessed me with 2 kids, so that was cool.
Bless that, man. Yeah. So you said you was around with her around the time that you got the news. Like how did she feel? Like how did everybody feel around that time you was gonna fight with Jones?
I mean, after I beat James Toney, I mean, especially after beating the second time, all my friends and everybody had faith in me. So when I took the Roy Jones fight, nobody said nothing negative about it.
And that was like around. That was like what was it? That was like 90. That was like 97, 96 when you fought Roy Jones.
I fought Roy in 97.
97. And he had you see you gave him his first loss. So leading up to that fight, right? How was it leading up to the fight in the training camp? How was it?
Training camp went well. I felt good. I was confident. I really wasn't worried about nothing. And I mean, I was in the gym so young, man. So it's like I was too dumb to be nervous. You know what I'm saying? So I never looked at it like that. I was just like, man, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like with boxing, it's like you they offer you the fight. They tell you what the purse is. Once you get the purse, you feel good about yourself, and then from that day forward, you stop thinking about it. You just think about the fight. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you lock up the fight, you think about the money and everything, how you're saying it can help you and everything. But after that, you just think about the training and getting ready. So after the fight, then when you win and then get paid, you know what I'm saying? It's even better because you know you're gonna make more the next time.
All right, so how was y'all like before the fight? How was y'all how was you and Roy Jones' relationship before the fight?
Oh, you know what? I was I saw Roy Jones in Atlantic City one time, and he spoke to me. He knew who I was, so that was kind of respectful. You know what I'm saying? He knew who I was, so I knew he respected me. And you know, it was no bad. You know, it was no bad blood. No, you know what I'm saying? We ain't had to use no dirty words or nothing. We went straight to the fight off respect. I could tell you respected me because at the press conference, when we walked past, he said he spoke to me. So I was like, yeah, this guy got a lot of respect for me. So it was just like I said, I think just me, because me being in the gym as a youngster, I just always had my mind on another level with boxing, and I was never worried about getting in that. Whatever went on in that ring, I never was worried about it.
Oh, all right, so before the fight, right? That was like a lot of it was a lot. I think it was a lot of tension around that time during that fight. You understand? I think they had you was against the odds, right? You was against the odds around that
Yeah, I
time.
mean, you know, like I said, Roy Jones he was the best pound for pound fighter in the world. And you know, I was doing something that nobody had ever seen. You know, Roy Jones had never lost a round before. And when I fought him, you know what I'm saying, a judge had me winning. And if he didn't get credit for a bogus knockdown, I'd have been winning. You know, I'd have been winning the fight. So yeah, it was big, man. So I was glad. I was glad to be in that situation. I thought I did great. Um, you know what I'm saying? I stepped up to the pressure, and you know, so my friends, all my friends love coming to my fights and support me because I was always underdog. They always betted me and made money, so that was kind of cool.
And it's crazy because you was a short, you was like 5'7", right? 5'7".
I
Now I
was
think
5'7", yeah.
5'7", and Roy Jones like 5'10", 5'11". So you
Yeah,
know,
probably about 5'10", 5'11", 3, 4 inches taller than me.
yeah.
And he's, you know, he's so physically gifted, so fast and skilled. You know what I'm saying? He when God made him, he threw away the recipe because this kid was amazing.
Yeah, so because you know something, you beat James Toney and you beat Roy Jones, and they was both taller than you. So you was like a shorter fighter, a little fighter, but you beat a lot of so coming up, you beat up a lot of big dudes coming up as a kid. You fought a lot of bigger guys.
I'm 5'7", so everybody bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? I could get down to like 172. I couldn't get down to 68. But like now I don't do sugar. So now I hate that when I was boxing, if I would have stopped and cut down on the sugar, I probably would have made 68. But yeah, I could get down to 72. So everybody was bigger than me, man. But you know what I'm saying? I just had to do what I had to do. So I really wasn't worried about it.
Oh, so when you was fighting Roy Jones and stuff, when you was fighting Roy Jones, did you what you was how did you feel? Was you confident? Was you worried? Was you
Yeah, I was always confident. That's just
oh,
how I was with Muhammad Ali when I was 5 years old. So I just thought I was unstoppable. I wasn't really worried about nobody else.
because you know what round was that? I think it was what round did
The
I
ninth
think
round, ninth round,
he fouled you. He fouled you.
the
That
ninth
what round was
round,
that?
the ninth round. Yeah.
Ninth round. All right. When that happened, right? When that happened, did you see his frustration? I mean, what round did you see Roy Jones' frustration? What round?
Oh, I mean, I could tell round. You know, I could tell that I was getting under the skin from after like round 2, 3, or 4 because I was catching with counter shots. I was hitting with clean shots with shots he had never been hit with before. So I know, yeah, I knew he was getting frustrated.
Did you ever see Roy Jones like you know, because you went 9 rounds with him? Did you ever see him like kind of gassed out a little or get tired? Like,
No. He's a fighter that's always in tip top shape. I've never really seen him tired before.
so how was Roy Jones punching power compared to James Toney punching power?
They were two different punches. Roy had hand speed. Roy was just fast, and his shots
Yeah.
shots were stinky. But with James, he had thudding power. So like if he hit you with like a 2 or 3 piece combination, he'll probably get you out of there. Like one time he caught me with a counter right hand in the first fight because I threw a right hand without coming back with a left hook and he caught me. But they power is two different types of power, but they both it worked for them.
Yeah. So if you think right, if you would have fought Roy Jones around the time Antonio Tarver fought him, would you think you would have beat him again?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to take nothing away from nobody. Antonio Tarver knocked Roy Jones out. He's a great fighter. But you know, I fought the best Roy Jones when he was in his prime. If I fought Roy Jones around the same time Tarver fought me, I think I beat him. His skill level has started to erode. So you know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, people was able to catch up to him.
Yeah. So when you around that time, you know, when you think that, you know, when he fouled you in the 9th round, um, what was the like how what was the feedback? You know, because you knew, did you know you won around that time? Did you knew you was gonna win the fight when he fouled you?
Well, no, at the time when I went down, the referee was counting. And I'm like, how's this referee gonna count? I'm like, this man didn't knock me down. I took a knee. So I'm like, I'm wondering why the referee is counting. I didn't get, you know, I didn't get knocked down. So I heard him counting me out, and you know, the crowd was going crazy and everything. And then my brother said he heard that Larry Hazard had disqualified him. So when I heard that, then I was like, I never was happy about winning the title like that. I was beating Roy Jones fair and square, so I just wanted to win just like he wanted to win. I didn't need to win by no disqualification.
Okay. All right. So and you won? Didn't you win the That was a title fight or no?
WC World Title.
Oh, so you won the title that fight?
Yeah.
So how did it feel winning the title from Roy Jones? How did that feel?
I mean, it was cool, but like I said, I didn't want to win by disqualification, so I never really celebrated it like that. You know what I'm saying? I never really cared about that because, like I said, I was beating them fair and square, so it was kind of like bittersweet.
So you know, comparing James Toney and Roy Jones, who had better defense?
Uh, Probably James. James is a little bit more trickier, whereas if you go too big and miss, he could counter punch you. Roy is a different kind of puncher. James is more like tight defense kind of puncher. Roy like kind of like he just kind of punch off situations.
So around that time, right? Right after that fight, what was the what was the feedback from the people? Like, how did the boxing world see you as, beating Roy Jones?
I mean,
What
real
you had to
talk.
go through?
I told I told Roy Jones this. I said, man, your fans love you so much that they hate me because you hit me, and he couldn't do nothing but laugh about it. But it's true. A lot of his fans don't accept it as a loss. Don't want to give me credit for beating them. People say I didn't beat them, whatever. But it is what it is. They going with their heart. We had an official fight. It's rules in boxing. He broke the rules. You know what I'm saying? Roy, my man. Nah, that's in the past. It's over, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing you can do about it.
All right. So around that time, 97, the mid to early 90s, around the time you was fighting, right? Did you ever did you ever thought about Don King? You ever thought about working for Don King? You ever thought about having him as a promoter?
I mean, real talk, man. Because of all the BS I went through in boxing, I kind of wish I sent. Don King tried to sign me on 3 different occasions, and things just didn't work out at that time. I actually saw Don King about 4-5 years ago. I said, man, I kind of wish that I did sign with you. And he said, you're right. He said, I took care of you. So all the BS I went through in
Yeah.
boxing, I wish I did have Don King on my side to help me fight.
So besides Roy Jones, right? Who would you want to fight? Like, what another big fight around that time you wanted to fight around that time?
I mean, I want to fight Virgil Hill. I want to fight Michael Nunn. So things just didn't happen. I was supposed
Yeah.
to fight Tommy Hearns too. I wanted to fight Tommy just to get his name on my resume.
And was he still fighting? What, 97, 95, 92?
He was still fighting. He was still fighting.
Okay. How do you feel about Sugar Ray Leonard? How do you feel about him?
Sugar Ray Leonard is a warrior. He's a assassin. One of the most meanest guys. And I mean, he's a handsome guy with a beautiful smile. But inside the ring, he was like one of the most meanest assassins you can see. His hand speed, with his punching power, and his killer instinct was second to none.
So around that time, did you ever? Cause you 97. Mayweather was just coming up. Did you ever meet Mayweather in his prime? I mean, his prime.
I mean, yeah, I was training in Vegas since '93. So Roger Mayweather was already in Vegas. So Floyd came in '97 after the Olympics in '90. Well, he probably came at the end of '96, '97, and so we spent a lot of time together. We was in the gym. We trained together every day.
Right. And Roger Mayweather was big around that time, like the 90s. He fought
Yeah.
I think he fought Oscar De La Hoya, right? He fought Oscar De La Hoya around that time.
No, that's Floyd. Roger was his uncle.
Roger Mayweather.
Roger was champ in '83. He won a title in '83. But yeah, he went to Vegas, and then Jeff came out there, they brother. Then Big Floyd. I mean, Little Floyd came out there, and then Big Floyd came out there, and it's just Vegas been Roger coming to Vegas was a great moment for the whole family.
So did you did you ever get a chance to meet Zab Judah? Because Zab Judah was coming up too around that time.
I sparred Floyd, but I sparred Zab Judah's brother Daniel. I never sparred Zab. I sparred his brother Daniel, and I sparred Floyd Mayweather.
Okay. So how about Pernell Whitaker? Because Pernell Whitaker was also coming up around that time. You met Pernell?
I got a chance to meet Pernell in '92 at the Olympics.
Okay. So y'all was around the Olympics around the same time then?
Who you say again?
Pernell Whitaker.
No, he was in '84. I was '92.
'92. Okay. So you said you sparred with Floyd Mayweather. How was it sparring with him in his prime? How was that? How was that experience?
It was cool. He was so smart. I didn't gamble. I didn't want to gamble and get counterpunched or anything. But he was so he's a great fighter, man. He won the first. He's probably the only fighter I've ever been in the ring with I couldn't hit with a jab.
So he was real fast. He was real slick. He was real slick.
Yeah.
There. Okay. So after the Roy Jones fight, right? How was life, man? How was life outside boxing around that time?
Man, like I say, it was good and bad. The money was there, the women was there. I was married. It was crazy. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was you know what I'm saying? I lived a crazy ass life, man. You know what I'm saying? I got blessed to make a little money at a young age. I met all the famous people I wanted to meet. Got a chance to be with a million.
He gonna come back in, y'all. That's his connection. Make sure y'all, we got 13. Make sure you hit the like button, man. We got a legend in the building, man. We got Montel Griffin, man. Hit that like button, y'all. Yeah. So yeah. You were saying that it was a gift and a curse, you know, after the Roy Jones fight.
Yeah. Everything is a gift and a curse. Everything is a gift and a curse. Everything in life, no matter how good things are, is some, you know what I'm saying, it's some opposite that's not so good. So you just got to be able to deal with it and learn how to, you know, make the best decisions.
So what was your biggest fight? What was your next biggest fight after Roy Jones?
After Roy Jones, I went to Germany and fought Rahski, who was the other light heavyweight champ. I was beating him on every scorecard. American referee Joe Cortez stabbed me in the back, stopped the fight for no reason. Boxing it's dirty, man. It's a dirty game.
So they was right. So the people be right when they say that the boxing it's kind of staged and it's kind of a lot of
not
referees
staged.
and judges
It's not
paid
staged.
off.
It's ran by dirty people. So dirty things happen.
Wow. So you also I'm looking. So you also fought Glenn Johnson, right? You fought Glenn Johnson.
Who?
Glenn Johnson. You fought Glenn Johnson.
Yeah. Glenn Johnson, man. I was. That's another fight that was just nuts. The man was 2 years older than me, but every round he got stronger and stronger. It was just funny, man. I walked in his room and told me he was on steroids, and he ain't even denied. I walked in his dressing room after the fight and told him he was on steroids.
So Glenn Johnson was on steroids?
I walked in Glenn Johnson's dressing room and told him after the fight he was on steroids, and he just put his head down. He ain't even denied.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Don't you think that's the reason he beat Roy Jones?
I mean, look, Glenn Johnson was a guy. He was an opponent. He fought guys. He was an opponent. He fought everybody. He lost 1,000 fights, and then all of a sudden he turned to a superstar. Come on, man. Come on, man. Use your head, man.
Yeah. So when you see them, right? Because you know, when you see Roy Jones get knocked out to Glenn Johnson, what was going through your head around that time? Because you fought, yeah.
Now around that time it was crazy because Roy was coming back and off his loss to Tarver. He was fighting Glenn Johnson, and then I had fought Rico Hoy at Michigan. So they were saying if both of us win, we was gonna fight each other again. It was crazy because Roy got knocked out. Then I fought Rico Hoy and got robbed. So it was just crazy. Like I said, the game is a dirty game.
Yeah. So Antonio Tarver, did you ever want to get a chance to fight? I see you never fought Antonio Tarver.
No, I fought Tarver.
You fought Tarver?
I fought Tarver. I lost the
wow.
decision. I was knocked out in the first round. He hit me with a shot in the back of the head. I was knocked out in the first round. I still went 12 rounds and he couldn't knock me out. So I don't feel bad about it.
All right. So who is more a tougher component that you fought? We compare these two. Glenn Johnson or Antonio Tarver?
Well, Tarver like 6'2" and he a southpaw, so and he really don't commit. He kind of pull back, so of course he would give me more problems. Like I said, Glenn Johnson didn't give me no problems. He got stronger every round. That's all.
All right. So when you fought, you fought Roy Jones. You gave Roy Jones his first loss. So how do you feel when, because Antonio Tarver was the first to actually knock out Roy Jones? How do you feel seeing Roy Jones get knocked out for the first time by Antonio Tarver? How do you feel?
I was at the fight. You know what I'm saying? One thing you gotta understand in boxing: once you get in the ring and fight against somebody, y'all like got a brotherhood for life. So when I saw I was at the fight when I saw the punch land and the way he went down, the whole arena just was quiet. So it just shocked me. But anything can happen. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not making no excuses from Roy, and I'm not taking nothing away from Tarver. But Roy Jones had went up to heavyweight, beat John Ruiz, put all that weight back, put all that weight and muscle on, came back down like heavyweight, and his body just never was the same no more after that. I guess you could say, either you could say it wasn't the same after him coming down from Ruiz or him fighting Tarver, but whatever how you want to say it, it wasn't the same. He wasn't the same man after that no more.
They did say a lot. I hear a lot of people say they said that Roy Jones weight, him going up to heavyweight, that was his downfall.
Yeah, I never could. Yeah, I never understood. He was like 35, 36 years old. He never should have lost all that weight. He should have just fought heavyweight, and if he lost, retired. Because you know what I'm saying, it kind of ruined his legacy a little bit.
Yeah, that whole situation was great. So around that time, Roy Jones fought Antonio Tarver. Where you was at? Like, what was you doing around that time?
Like I said, I was at the first fight. No, I was in Vegas. I was in Vegas for the first fight, but I didn't end up going to the fight. I hung out with Floyd Mayweather that night. Then the second time they fought, I was at the fight when he knocked him out.
Oh, so you hung around. So they had two fights. Antonio Tarver. They had the first fight, but the second fight, Antonio Tarver knocked him out. I think with the second fight, he knocked him out.
The first fight, Roy got the decision, but everybody said Tarver won. And me and Floyd hung out that night, and we talked about the fight and everything.
And what year? Wasn't that around like 2005, 2006?
Yeah, that was around. I was still living in Vegas, so yeah, that was between 2001 and 2005.
Okay. And Mayweather, how was it hanging out with Mayweather? Because around that time, Mayweather, he was rich around that time.
You know, like I said, I was cool with Roger first, then Jeff, then Floyd, and then Big Floyd. So it was cool. Like I said, we trained together. We hung out. You know what I'm saying? I spent a little time with Floyd as a youngster. He was a good guy.
So, all right. So, you know, that day that Floyd Mayweather, fought Arturo Gatti, right? Did you like Arturo? Did you ever meet Arturo Gatti?
Yeah, me and Arturo we met each other in the amateurs. We was in Lou Duva's training camp, training everything together. So he was a cool guy. I just, I knew he was smaller than Floyd, and Floyd's skill level was so much higher. So, Arturo got a lot of love, because he was Italian, he was a puncher, but Floyd's skill level was way above his.
Yeah, and that was the same. That was the same thing. That it always surprised me how he beat Corrales, because I was like, whoa, I'm like, Corrales, that's he actually ain't beat him. He knocked him out. I think he knocked him out. TKO. He TKO'd Corrales. And Castillo was a harder puncher than Floyd. You understand? And he couldn't even knock him out. He couldn't knock him out the first fight.
Well, styles make fights, man. It's different. Castillo, he had Corrales out. He beat him. He lost to him. He got knocked out, and then I think he stopped him. So Floyd stopped Corrales. It's just about styles and how things. A lot of people say Castillo beat Floyd. So you know what I'm saying? Just how you look at it.
Yeah. Okay. So what was your last professional bout?
I had my last fight 2011. So I boxed 20 years, 18 amateur and 2 years pro.
Okay. So fighting that long, how do you feel? Did it ever do you feel like it did some damage to your body or something, or your brain? Like, do you ever feel it took advantage of you?
I mean, real talk, I had good defense. Had pretty good defense where I had any problems, but at the end of my career, I started having I did start you finna laugh, but I'm serious in the motherfucker. After my career, I started changing my speech and everything, and I started smoking weed on a regular basis, and it cleared up all my brain damage. I swear to God. My eyesight got better. My speech got better and everything. And people who know me will tell you this.
Oh wow! So you actually got help for that then? You
I
actually
got marijuana helped my brain damage.
but what kind? What medical marijuana?
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? When I started smoking weed, it just changed my whole life.
Wow, that's like that. Hey, that's a gift right there. That's a gift from the weed right there. Okay, so did you ever spar with Shane Mosley?
No, I never got a chance to spar with Shane. We trained at the gym at the same time for the box offs, but in the U.S. trials, but no, we never fought. I mean, I never sparred him.
Okay. All right. So 2011, you said you retired, right?
Yeah,
2011, you said you retired, right?
yeah.
All right. So around that time, right? When you retired, what was your plans? What was your upcoming goals around that
Well,
time?
I was before I retired, I was a Cook County sheriff. So, you know what I'm saying? I took my money from boxing, put it up. I got a job. I, living the right way, doing everything right. And I retired. I was Cook County sheriff.
All right. All right. So all right, but when you retired and stuff, when you started doing, living, back to regular life is what they call it. Who did you look? Who was your favorite boxer around that time?
Uh, I'm gonna say for like the last 10 years, I say Canelo probably. Canelo been my favorite boxer because say I fought my last fight was 2011. I mean Floyd and Canelo. Those are my two favorite boxers since I quit boxing.
Wow. That's the first time I heard of a African American boxer, co-sign a Mexican boxer. Wow.
Yeah,
So
Canelo the truth. He the truth, real deal.
okay.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
how do you feel about?
So I didn't
Yeah.
heard different accusations about steroid use and stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying? He ain't the only one. So I've heard that from a lot of fighters. So yeah, he the truth though.
Okay. So how do you feel about Canelo fighting because he's fighting Charlo? How do you feel about that fight? You think they gave him? You think that's a good matchup?
I mean, it's not like people think because even though they fighting at 68, you gotta understand Canelo came down from 147. So it's like a picture. It's a picture that we seen with Canelo and the Charlos like 5-6 years ago when he was smaller than both of them. So it really don't mean nothing. I mean, they're gonna get. I mean, Canelo fight at 54. Canelo's 68-pound champ, but you know what I'm saying. He move, he goes up, he come down. So let's see what happened. From my understanding, the big Charlo, the 60-pounder, didn't want to take the fight at the time, so the little brother took it. So I mean, I'm just glad boxing is heating up. All these great fighters are fighting each other, so I'm just happy to see these fights.
Yeah. So who you got on that fight? Who you got on the Canelo and Charlo fight?
I really don't know, man. I think Canelo, my man, but you know what I'm saying. I've seen his last couple of fights, seem like he's slipping a little bit. So who knows, man? I really don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm looking forward to the fight on the 29th with Bud Crawford and Earl Spence, and I'm looking forward to Canelo and Charlo.
Yes, most definitely. Because at first it supposed to have been Benavidez was looking to fight Canelo. Don't you think that would have been a better fight, a better matchup?
I mean, so many people have been saying that Canelo's scared to fight black, so I'm now you fighting the black one. So you know what I'm saying. You can't make everybody happy, man. There's always somebody. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. But something. If Benavidez and Canelo would a fight, who you think? Who would you have money on? Who would you
At
go?
this point in their careers, I had to pick Benavidez because he's more busy and he throw most punches than Canelo. Canelo punch rate has went down a lot since he's been knocking guys out. He don't punch as much as he used to. So yeah, I got to go with Benavidez.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel the same way. I feel the same way. So now somebody asked a question. They said, who you got on a Bud and Spence fight? Who you got on that?
Man, I'm just man. Look, it's two great fighters. Um, it's a 50-50 fight. I think Earl Spence has the advantage because of his size. So if that size don't bother Bud, then we're gonna see a great fight. But I just think the size might make a difference.
Yeah, I got Spence. I got Spence on that fight because the reason why I say Spence because he fought more boxers as in more problem boxers. He fought Danny Garcia, he fought Sean Porter, he fought a lot of fighters. He fought Lamar Peterson. He fought a lot of good fighters compared to what Crawford fight. So that's why I say
He's have he. I've
more
seen
wars.
Earl. I've seen Earl ask him time to time who has he fought, and I don't like saying stuff like that because I don't want to put down the other fighter, but Earl has fought. But I looked at both of their welterweight careers, and Spence has fought the better fighters.
And the reason, and this is why I say that Spence will beat Crawford due to the fact that he fought Danny Garcia. And Danny Garcia is a counterpuncher, not just a counterpuncher, but he's also a lefty, and not just a lefty, but he also a slick fighter. He's a if Spence beat Danny Garcia, so that's how I know he's gonna beat Crawford. You understand? Because he's slick.
I mean, Danny's a great counterpuncher, without a doubt. He's a great counterpuncher, but he's a smaller man too. You can't really look to that like that. I think because Bud is a little bit better than Danny, a little bit bigger than Danny. So I'm looking forward. I just put it to you like this. Like I said, Earl is the bigger man, but he can't throw too big and get caught with a counter shot by Bud. And I don't think Bud can get caught trading with Earl. So it's just it go both ways, and it's a game that you usually with your head.
Yeah, and another thing you gotta look at, right? Spence ain't get hurt like Crawford got hurt. Like if you look at Spence's career, he got hurt, but not like how Spence.
I've seen Crawford hurt him a little bit more than
Gamboa hurt him. Gamboa was out his prime.
Gamboa hurt him. The Russian hurt him.
Yeah.
Sean Porter hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Bud is a dog, man. But I want to see if he can stand there with Earl and bang with Earl. You know what I'm saying? Once Earl get rolling, because Earl, wants to fight every round. He throws the same output of punches. He don't slow down. So I just want to see
that like button. Y'all hit that like button. We got a legend in the building, man. Show some respect, man. Montel Griffin, show some respect. Yeah, you can finish speaking. Yeah. You was talking about how the power punch. This falls into who could take a punch. Who got better chin? In this fight, who got the better chin? That's how this fight goes.
I mean, I can't really go. I can't go with that. I can't say that. I like I said, they both undefeated. You know what I'm saying? They never lost. So style may fight. So sometimes you can compare. You can't compare to other opponents and stuff like that. I just want to see these two guys get in the ring and fight. And if they use their strengths to their advantage, let's see what happens.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very big fight. I got my money on Spence. I say Spence is gonna win, but we'll see what happens. But either than that, right? What you got like you doing a celebrity thing, right? A celebrity boxing thing.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be fighting the first UFC heavyweight champ, Mark Coleman, October 14th in Miami. I'm waiting for all the particulars to get finished, and we're gonna start pushing that really hard. But I'm doing a exhibition with Mark Coleman, October 14th, and also I have a book out about my life called The Ice Life. I'm not the greatest fighter ever. I didn't have the best career ever, but I was a kid that made a second chance for his life and did pretty well for himself. So the book is called The Ice Life, and the link is theicelifebook.com. Theicelifebook.com is the link, and like I said, it's a great book about a kid who made a second chance for himself.
All right, so what made you want to put out your book? What made you want to
Everybody who I knew said, man, your life is so crazy, man. You need to write a book. When they found out that I grew up with Muhammad Ali, and they found out I quit boxing for 8 years, when they found out I just came back and beat some great fighters in a small amount of time of boxing, so they say I should make a book about my life, and I wrote one.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So the celebrity boxing. What made you what made you think about doing the fight with the
Well,
UFC?
I refereed Roy Jones fight, and saying they asked me would I be interested in a lot of things were going on. I ended up taking the fight.
Wait, you refereed Roy Jones fight?
Yeah, he fought NDO last month, and
Yeah.
might have been this month, but yeah, I refereed the fight. They asked me would I be interested in, and I ended up doing it.
All right. So if y'all want to get Montel Griffin book, this is where y'all go to, people. icelifebook.com.
Yeah, icelifebook.com.
Make sure y'all show the legend some support, man. All right. So I ain't see that fight. That's crazy. I didn't know they fought. Who won that fight?
Roy ended up winning the fight. They say it was controversial because I stepped in and stopped it too soon, but he was fighting a guy who had never fought before, and I didn't want to get hurt, so I stopped the fight. But you know what I'm saying? It came out in the metaverse, but a lot of people, didn't like it too well. So I guess the fight really wasn't talked about like it should have been.
Yeah. So Endo, the big brolic dude, the bodybuilder dude, right? Was you kind of nervous for Roy Jones? You see a dude that big getting in the ring at his age?
I mean, Roy could. I think NDO was like 240, Roy was like 220, whatever. So he called Roy some good shots, you know what I'm saying? But Roy pushed him off, and his boxing skill outweighed it, and he won the fight. Like I said, I didn't want nobody to get hurt, so I stopped the fight. But it was fun.
All right. So you plan on you're planning on taking it. You're just not planning on fighting the UFC fight. You're planning on making it a career. The celebrity thing. You want to make it a career out of this.
No, I'm just doing an exhibition, man. I'm 52. I'm 53 years old. I'm just I run my gym. I got Windy City Boxing Club in Chicago, 2150 South Canalport in the South Loop. I've been having it for 5 years. I come to my gym every day and just try to stay in shape. So I'll do the exhibition and we go through. Just have some fun.
Okay. All right. So do that. You got a boxing gym in Chicago. You're hearing the violence in Chicago and everything and what's going on now. How do you feel? How you feel about the city changing? How do you feel? Like is that one of the reasons you want to get a boxing gym? To erase some violence that's going on with the youngsters out here?
Well, I ended up, my father had a gym, and I got suspended from my job, so I need something to do, so I opened up a gym, and I've been doing this for 5 years. But as far as the violence in Chicago, man, it's sad, man. These kids need somebody to look up to, somebody to reach out to and try to help them. This violence, everybody just killing each other. It's just sad, man. Chicago gets a bad rap, but it's not like it's the Wild Wild West where you walk down the street, see people get shot. It's just certain neighborhoods. When they closed down the projects, it started all the violence because they just shipped blacks all over the city, and they fighting over territory, and that's why it's a lot of violence.
All right. So before I close up, cause we about to be 2 hours in. What was the message you give out there for somebody that's trying to become a boxer? You understand that? I wanted to start a boxing career.
Man, if you're trying to be successful in boxing, man, you cannot cheat the game, man. Train your ass off. Take it serious. Do not be out here drinking, you know what I'm saying, and killing yourself and putting on all this weight and killing yourself like I did and made bad decisions, man. Stay in shape. Stay in the gym. And, man, don't waste no time, man. Give it your all because when it's over, man, you regret it if you wasted some time. So just, man, give it your all. Live your life like it's your last day, man. Every day, man. Just go at it 100%.
Well, there you go, man. Montel Griffin, man. I appreciate you coming on the platform, telling your story, telling your life story. Like I said, people, this is one of the Montel Griffin, the first boxer to hand Roy Jones his first loss. And look, the first loss, and now look, they friends today. You see how that go, people?
I mean, it's life. It's boxing, man. We all got love and respect for each other, man. And it is what it is. Also, the first man to beat James Toney twice. So
and also the first. Yep.
And one thing I want people to know, I did that in 6 years of boxing. I quit boxing in 1983. I came back in 91. In 97, after 6 years, I made the Olympic team. I beat James 20 twice, and I beat Roy Jones. That's only 6 years of boxing.
Wow. So you was gifted. You was very gifted, man.
I was blessed, and I just showed people what I could do on my own without no help from nobody, because I got stabbed in the back by everybody.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Oh yeah, before we get up out of here, you got sons, right? You have sons.
My oldest son Terry is playing college ball in North Carolina.
Okay. So did either did any of your sons box? Do they box?
My daughter, she plays pro ball in Australia. My youngest son, he boxed. He had like 3 amateur fights, but he a brainiac in school. So I just told him, man, get that degree.
Okay, so you don't want none of your kids in this boxing.
Man, I did enough crying for everybody, man. I don't want my kids to go through none of the stuff I went through.
Okay. Well, that's a good message right there. That's a good message. Yeah, Mark, I appreciate you coming on the platform, and everybody, make sure y'all get this book. Make sure y'all get his book. What's the name of your book again?
The Ice Life.
All right, so
IceLifeBook.com.
All right, so this is where you go get it, people. IceLifeBook.com. Make sure y'all get his book, y'all. Yo, I appreciate you coming on the platform, Montu. Good salute.
Respect, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
You already know. Yep.
Take care.
You too, bro. Hey, there you go, people. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. On y'all way out. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Period, man. This is an interview. This is content. You understand? This is content right here. So make sure y'all go check out this interview. Hit the like button. Share. I will be having more interviews coming, so stay tuned to that. Stay tuned. I will be having more interviews. I'm back to doing interviews. Make sure y'all go over and subscribe to Bullets Gotti. Go over there. We got an interview coming up soon, so make sure y'all go subscribe over there. But I appreciate everybody in attendance. I appreciate everybody that's watching, that's hitting the like button. Just stay tuned for some more, because we got some more. I got some more legends coming up, you heard? I got some more legends coming up, y'all. So make sure y'all tune in. You understand? Salute to Montel Griffin. The first hand Roy Jones, his first loss, including handing James Toney 2 losses. So there y'all go, man. You got a legendary interview. Like I said, just stay tuned to more, man. But check this out, y'all. I will be going live. I will be going live again, because y'all know y'all know what's going on. Y'all know. Listen, y'all know what's going on. There's been a lot of lies going on. So y'all know I gotta go live soon. I gotta address that. I gotta address the lies that was made last night. But again, salute to the legend himself, Montel Griffin, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way out and on your way in. Salute. And I'm off this. One. Y'all, salute to all y'all, man. This the nigga that be taking niggas chicks. This the nigga that niggas be hating on and all that. You heard? Make sure y'all hit that like button. And make sure y'all subscribe to Rahski Production. You heard? Clean them up, gang. We here. Salute, y'all. One.
Y'all motherfuckers don't understand. It's about the gang. Stay on your grind, do your time. I want to be about the game, but can't hang with the game. OB, stand up. Gang. Let's get it.
You ain't fucking with my gang. Getting money, spending money, do our damn thing. New York niggas and we fly as hell. We getting money, do the same thing. You ain't fucking with my gang. Getting money, spending money, do our damn thing. New York niggas and we fly as hell. We getting money, do the same thing.